Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of February 7th to the 13th. So we are now starting off this week coming into a first quarter moon, which is the moon is gaining in light, there's gaining in energy, and this is actually like a bit of a calmer week, a bit. There's one aspect that's quite intense, but the rest of the days are not so bad. And so, but this intense aspect is coming into forming and it'll be exact on Friday, February 11th, and then it'll wane away. So we're sort of going to feel this intensity grow. So we're going to start off the week Monday, February 7th with great energy. It's a good day. The moon is aspecting other planets in a way that feels really good and light. We have motivation. We have desires to do things. We might have some great downloads today. And then Tuesday, February 8th, we come into a Mars trine to Uranus. This is actually a really lovely aspect, helps us to get going on things, have energy, motivation, and drive to get at things. We might come up with some new solutions or out of the box thinking that helps us to get things done. Wisely direct your forces to manifest. This is a great manifestation day. So even just understanding like what is your intuition giving you, that kind of that downloaded feeling, and can you move in that direction? So these are both in earth signs. So it's about doing action, something kind of coming into tangibility. You may also want to break free because this is Mars kind of wanting to be free to create things, and there might be some limitations still. So this wanting to break free to create your future the way you want, there's excitement with this, and there's a visionary, passionate sense with this, right? Visioning the future and acting as if you already have it, moving with that energy of that emotion of, yes, I can do this thing, I can achieve it. And lots of ideas coming up now, lots of inspiration. So this is a great manifestation day. And for me, manifestation is about what do you want to achieve, your intention, your desire around it, the emotion you want to embody. So the intention, the emotion you want to embody, healing your trauma, and taking the next right action. So understanding that what is kind of wanting, what you want for your future is available to you. Just keep having that vision of the future. Don't worry, we're coming together. Don't worry, things are going to end. This isn't going to be this way forever. So please trust in that and just keep moving forward with your own intuitive, what is it now? And if you're being pivoted and redirected, then redirect, right? Everything is happening for an opportunity. Now, Friday is the intense day. So we're going to start to feel this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is pretty intense. And it's Mars now going direct, and he is coming to conjunct Pluto. Now, when Mars is our motivation, not motivation, sorry, our Mars is our mind, our communication, our thought processing, the way we think things through. And it's also our coordination, our closest relationships. It can be our sibling relationships as well. Mercury has a lot to do with kind of the way we interact with our environment. And when we think about Pluto, death, rebirth, and transformation, Pluto and Mercury coming together is intense thoughts. This is deep research. This is kind of coming into, what is it that we want for ourselves? Now, Mercury went retrograde past Pluto, and I was coming back. So it's almost like you've done the reviewing, the reassessing, and now you're going, does this feel right for me? Does this feel aligned for me? And how am I moving this out into tangible reality? So this is a great energy for investigation, for deep thinking, for healing trauma, looking into those dark, shadowy places. Pluto is the shadow. So this is about understanding thought patterns and processes and cycles and loops that you keep coming through. How can we now break that pattern? How can we change it so that we're wanting to move forward with thoughts that are positive? And can we really not override? We're not wanting to override. We're not trying to toxic positive. We're not trying to be this old spiritual everything up and I shouldn't be looking at this. This is the energy of let's look at it from the lens of I am empowered to change myself, because the outcome I desire is different than the outcome that I have now. So even understanding that, I had someone in one of my communities saying they're going through a really tough time right now. And what do people do to uplift their mood? And everyone had some great ideas with dancing and music and getting outside in nature and funny movies, funny memes, all those kinds of things. Great ideas. But the one thing that I said first is you must acknowledge the thing that's getting you down. You must acknowledge it. right? Where we start to override it, it keeps coming back, right? It's almost like this festering wound, and you keep trying to put band-aids on it and it's bleeding underneath. And we're like, well, we want that. We don't want that. We want to heal the wound. And by healing the wound, we acknowledge that it's there and we name it, right? I'm feeling really shitty right now because the news is talking about things that are really hurting me. And they're hurting me. Why? They're hurting me because this is that Pluto deep introspection, because I see that we are all hurting and we're spewing our trauma onto everyone else. And we all want the same thing. We all want this pandemic to be done, right? We all want to come out of this together. We all want the same things. It's just people are differing in the way that they think this is going to come out. And when we start to get frustrated, we start to take it out on people. If you don't heal the wound, you're going to bleed all over people that didn't cause it. And that's what's happening. So I see that happening. I'm naming that out loud. And now what do I want instead? I want peace. I want peace for myself. I want peace for my neighbors. I want to feel safe. I don't want to feel like there are things out there that are going to get me if I walk down the street with a mask on, or that I'm a colored person living in this country. Like we all want safety. We all do, right? People want to be able to do the jobs that they want. I see myself reflected in all the people around me. And I want this to be over too, but I want it to be over with love. And so how do I make that happen? I am love. I have to be love, because I can't change this by being fear. That's just perpetuating more of that. So how can I then look inward and see, where am I being triggered? And can I bring love to those places? And can I bring healing to those places in me? And then can I be love out into the world? So I know that might sound like a whole lot of spiritual woo-woo, but that means that you haven't done the work yet. So it's there. Look at what is triggering you. Ask those questions. And what am I scared of? Right? What do I really want? I want peace. I want love. I want happiness. I want freedom. I want to go traveling. Man, do I want to travel? And right, all in time. And can I give myself little trips? Can I take myself on a trip in pictures, right? I've actually started taping the show called Hawaii Life because I love Hawaii, and I definitely can't go just yet with my family and all that stuff, just because there's a lot of logistics, really, in terms of and finances right now, that's not going to be possible. But I love watching that show because they always show different parts of the world, and oh, I love that. So how can you give those things to yourself in a new way? Analyze psychological factors, heal your own wounds and behaviors, detect and really understand and detect the motivations of others, right? When you see the stuff happening on the news, can we go, I see their pain. I see what's happening here. I see why they're acting out, right? Even in terms of seeing things that are very racist in nature, can we see why that's happened and where that's coming from? And who do we want to be in that then? Who do we want to be in that? That's something I feel very strongly about. And I will be the voice of love always, always in that, because we come through this together. So Saturday, February 12th is a day where we have, it's not a lot, we have a lot of motivation and a lot of ideas, but we don't have a lot of energy. So you're like, well, how do I have motivation on energy? I feel like this is a good day with the moon sextile to Uranus. We'll have lots of insights and ideas and inspiration, and very sensitive. And the moon trine to Jupiter will have big emotions, and we have like big laughter, but also big tears. And the moon is opposite Mars. So we can feel very frustrated, very irritated. So it's a good weekend to just kind of take time to be, if you want to be more cerebral, like read books, or maybe not so much in terms of conversations, because on Sunday the moon is going to be opposite Venus. So we can also be in conflict with other people, or in relationships not getting what we want, or maybe being kind of challenged in terms of what our values are, and are we acting in alignment with that, and how do we feel about ourselves, maybe even being more accepting about our bodies and how we are moving through life. But there's definitely some aspects here over the weekend that we're feeling more sensitive. So just giving yourself space if you're feeling like you want to cry, and do the really important to be self-care, really going into self-care. That's for February 12th and February 13th. So the baths, reading, curling up with a good book, Golden Girls. That's my favorite go-to. I just laugh and laugh and laugh at that show. There's such good writing, man. Even years later, it still makes me laugh. So wishing you a wonderful week ahead as we go into Monday, February 14th. That's going to be next week's astro forecast, but that is Valentine's Day, and it's a very interesting day. Mercury is going direct is going to be going through Aquarius, changing signs. So that's important because on Saturday, Sunday, it's at the last degrees of Capricorn. And so last degrees of Capricorn. So that's going to be a little bit more intense in our thinking. So there's going to be, especially with this Mercury conjunct Pluto on Friday, February 11th, there is a chance of rigidity with thinking, ideological thinking. This is the way it's got to, because it's in Capricorn, right? This is how we are. This is society. This is what we ought to do. And then we start to blame, and the divisiveness comes up in society. So this is going to be a really important day to watch that divisiveness, to watch that rigidity, dogmaticness of this is how the world works, and I know what I know. So that can be that rigidity that can be part of Capricorn, of holier than thou attitude. And we just want to be very aware and very open and curious about, why do we feel like that? Right? We start to feel like I know everything and I'm the authority and I've done all this research, when we start to try to strong arm people around us versus just going, I see you. I see why you feel that way. I know why I feel my way. And I see that we both want the same things, is that we both want to elevate out of this, right? And, I think this is an interesting line that I've been, kind of debating and having conversations behind the scenes about, is where then do we then actually change the world for the better, especially around things that are like Indigenous rights and racism and things that are hurting people. Even the people who are hurting now from not being able to work, can we retrain them? Can we move them into jobs that work better for them? So everything for an opportunity. But I think there's a line in there somewhere about what is kind of prejudice and racism and evolving humanity, and what is just benefiting the few. And can we understand and get everyone on the same page and feel good? Like, to get to a place where we all feel good and we all can come together over this bridge with humanity and love for each other. So wishing you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for being here. I know this is a tumultuous time, and there's still a little bit more to go. And you can see how this is flushing things to the surface for us to see it and to heal it. So heal it in yourself. This is the week. All right. Have a great week. Thanks for being here. Bye.